Welcome back to more Honorbound. Redemption of the New Guard. Yay. Okay, cool. Character sheet does come back up. Sweet. And by
Yes,
character
you
sheet, I
just
mean
interrupted
the
by
map.
that. Yeah, guys, we have a surprise for you. Should we? Do you want to mention it, Neil?
It's all you, Chucky.
We're gonna bring another hour. We're gonna do another extra hour, especially for you guys because you've been such a good chat, such an awesome chat as always.
Actually, it has absolutely nothing to do with how good of a chat you've been. We
Yeah,
just wanted to play an hour. Don't lie to
I
them.
just asked. I wanted to be nice. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, it's not cookies and baguettes. I'm sorry.
So we're gonna
Anyway,
go ahead and introduce the
yeah, we're
characters,
gonna
introduce
yeah
the
we're gonna
setting,
go
play for an hour or two.
hour and a half. I think it's gonna make out
Yeah.
too. Okay, so let's go overlay wise and take Ryan first. Ryan, tell us about your character.
Yes. So I will be playing as Erasmus Gale, a once well-regarded surgeon. Can I get the name of a city that I'm from? Is Vallis appropriate? Big
Valus
city
is
on the map
appropriate.
that I'm
Yes.
not supposed to be looking at.
It is a capital city of the humans, so yes, it is appropriate.
So I was once a well-respected surgeon in Vallis. However, my thirst for knowledge eventually overcame me. I bit off more than I can chew, and sold my soul to the archfiend Mephistopheles in exchange for knowledge. Um, when this was discovered, I was quickly banished and am now not welcome in anywhere that I would be recognized.
Okay,
And although I
and
regret this decision, that I can't seem to shake this dark connection or these dark gifts that I now possess.
is there any reason you will get this decision, or is it just because you were banished? Like any emotional attachment to you regretting this? Anything that would want you make to seek redemption?
I mean, I made a pact with a demon. That's a
Yeah,
pretty
but
regrettable decision.
under
Basically
what
sold my
circumstances did you
soul.
make it?
Sold my soul. Um, he,
Like
I
my
came.
question is why would you regret it now if you did it then?
Um, so let's say maybe I in like a heat of the moment decision. So I'm on the operating table. My patient's gonna die, and in this vision, either it's in my head or maybe he actually showed up. This fiend appears in the operating room and offers me a deal. If I sell my soul, he'll grant me the skill and the knowledge to save this person.
Okay, and
In the heat of the moment, I
what?
accepted that decision, but in the days and weeks that followed, very strange things started happening to me. I feel like
Interesting. I'm seeing a large amount of patient miraculously healed, and then something bad happened. What was that something bad? What would you said something weird happened along the weeks? A
I
bit
was more
more,
thinking
just
just
a
like
bit.
like I'm haunted. Like so, for instance, I
You're
have a
haunted.
prestidigitation cantrip, and at first maybe I'm still not very good at controlling it. So strange winds rustling, or I step into a room and all the candles go out. Weird haunty things.
So a very jumpy character, kind of.
Maybe not necessarily my character's jumpy, but
Well,
everything around me
I'm just
jumpy.
assuming that around, yeah, everything around you is jumpy. Okay,
Yeah,
okay, that's a pretty good
and
character.
so
Pretty good
yeah.
character. I like that. And we're gonna go after we hear each of you. So let's go next. Neil, you want some time? You're doing something there?
No, I'm good. I finished up everything. My name has not
Go.
been decided yet.
Well, you got about a
Uh,
minute.
yeah.
Talk about your background.
So I was a young hunter who got a little pissed off about the way that he was treated. He didn't necessarily follow the normal ways of the elves, and I was kicked out and banished. Such things as maybe I enjoyed the combat a little bit too much. Maybe I hunted some animals for sport instead of for food. I might have, used my skills to sneak into some places where I wasn't supposed to, and I might have wounded some of my fellow elves in attempts to cover some of my tracks and things. So, minor stuff, not a big deal. Eventually, I got found out, booted out, and in my bitter resentment and anger, because I was, a young and immature elf at the time, like 75 years old, in my resentment and anger, I joined up with the orcs. I shaved my head, so I'm completely bald. And I didn't start out with the orcs. I kind of set myself up as a mercenary hunting and tracking. And then I got a job to hunt down this person. Turned out to be an elf when I found him, but I handed him over to the person anyway. He was horrified and then murdered, and things just, I kept taking darker jobs because it kept paying better. And soon I found myself working full time with this band of orcs and goblins, uh, tracking down elves and humans that had betrayed them or had screwed them in some way, or were opposing them in some military warfare. I never engaged in full time warfare, but I was a scout and tracker and mercenary for hire, and kind of led to the deaths of many of my friends, well, many of my race and many humans, until I accidentally tracked down, well, not very intentionally, but not knowing who it was, tracked down my family, and they were murdered by the people that had paid me. And at that point, I said, peace out, I can't handle this shit no more. See you later.
Okay,
So that's me.
interesting. And I don't think I have any questions for you. That's on the spot, what I wanted, what you did wrong, and why you seek redemption. So let's go to our last person here, Justin. Go.
So I'm playing a dwarven wizard named Martur Karad. He is from the Crag. He grew up with a prominent family in the Crag, who traditionally has been clerics. Everyone in my family is a cleric. Older brother's a cleric, father's a cleric, mother's a cleric.
What about your sister?
My sister's also a cleric. Big dwarven family.
What about
Not
your
quite like
grandma?
the Brady Bunch big. My grandma's dead. Thanks for bringing that up, you jerk. And I really wanted to learn magic, and they said, dwarves don't learn magic, young man. And I managed to pick up a cantrip, and they caught me practicing it. And I ran away. And I fell in with a guy who I thought was he was a wizard, but he's also a fence, and he resells stolen goods. And I was not okay with that, but he was willing to teach me magic, so I worked for him and I helped him out. And then eventually I found out when my family tried to track me down, I found out that he was in addition to being a fence, he was also a slaver, and he was sort of a amateur, semi-incompetent necromancer. And when he had slaves he couldn't sell, he used them for experiments. And one of the people that he had sold was actually a cousin of mine. He sold him into slavery, and when my family ended up tracking me down, he sort of set it up as it was all my idea, and then disappeared and left me to deal with my family. So I ran away, and now I just don't know what to do. And I can't go home, and I don't have anyone else in my life.
Okay, so now you're jumping into my territory. So now that we have everything out, you guys have met each other at a certain point while you were running from your pursuers. Do you wanna roleplay that encounter, or just say that you did and you banded together?
Your call. You're the DM.
I would say that you banded together. We're not going to roleplay that now. And you were found out, at least the location was found out by those who were coming for you. And the last place, the nearest place you are from is Golden Sword. You feel like you couldn't run anymore, and it's either we're gonna hide out here, or we're gonna die of starvation in the woods because we can't make it to the next city. So I'm gonna read you the introduction.
Who's chasing us?
Bands of searchers that of each of you. There are dwarves, there are elves, and there are even humans.
Are they all together chasing us, or we each have our own pursuers?
They are all together because the last inn that you went at is where the searchers kind of like met each other as well. And when talking to the innkeeper, they found out that you spend a natural amount for strangers at the same table. So they kind of made it out that you banded together. So they are searching for you together.
Okay.
Okay. This is night, deep in the night. You jump over a low wooden fence, while behind you torches still glow in the night, between the sparse trees. Shouts and glints of swords are closing in behind you. The village you enter is Golden Sword, a small one at first glance, similar to any other you have seen before, but for a big shadow standing tall in the town square. No time to look around though. Your pursuers are getting close, and you have no idea where to hide. Dashing into town in hopes of finding something, the front gates open and they pull in. The town starts to wake up, and you know it is but a matter of time until they find you. Between the shouts and lights, a soft creak comes from behind you, and turning around, you see a tall man, gray hair and big unshaven black beard, with a brown eye patch on his right eye in the doorway. He looks rather imposing, even at this age. Looking you up and down, you feel his penetrating gaze deep within your bones. The shouts are getting closer. Around the corner there are lights, creeping in, and shadows that bring with them death. The big man moves aside and with a slight gesture welcomes you in, closing the door swiftly after you. The mob takes the corner and runs past.
Sweet.
And this is you go in.
I look around. What's in here?
Yeah, describe the room, please.
It is a
And if there's
small,
anyone other than this one man.
there is a small, dimly lit room, modest enough. There are 2 beds inside of this room. Seems to be another 2 doors leading inside this establishment. Nothing much. Seems like the man was enjoying dinner. The table was set. And looking at him, he appears to be, as I said, a pretty big man, aged. And he just helped you escape.
Why did you help us escape?
He looks at you and says, would you enjoy some food? It is late and
That is not an answer to my question. Why did you help us
we
escape?
can talk tomorrow.
Why can't
If
we
you
talk
really want
now?
to.
We will talk now.
Please take a seat, he
I take a
says
seat.
with a gallant voice. Takes a seat in front of you and says, I see something in you. Something that's not normal. You are running from your past, but you seek something else. You are not who you were to be in the past. You are not who you were in the past.
Can you
I
please
furrow
be
my
more
brow.
vague?
How do you know who we
You
are?
just described every poor soul on this planet.
That's a good
Those
point.
people out
I
there.
say rather defensively, feeling like he
Those
did
people
just...
out there would kill you, would they not?
Maybe. I think we could have given them a run for their money.
Okay. Well, you are free to do it. If you want to, the door is right there.
So we do know... How long have we known each other? The 3 of us known each other.
I'm gonna say a couple
Is
of
it just-
weeks. It's a couple of weeks while you've been on the run. Not much. Not very much.
Okay, but we at least know each other's names and each other's...
Yes,
basic
you know each
skill
other's
set.
names and... Yeah, exactly. This man says, if you want me to answer more questions, we can talk tomorrow. If that is not good enough for you, then
I'm sorry, do you have to be in bed right now? Why can't we talk now?
I want to enjoy my dinner. You are free to join me.
Sure.
After
I
that,
sit down
We
with
can
him.
talk more. He goes to the second room and comes back after a couple of minutes. Something you want to say or do in this couple of minutes?
Do either
I
of you
look
know
around
this
to the
guy?
rest of my party and go, who the fuck is this guy? Why is he being so weird?
You know what I should have done is taken that Cthulhu pact so that I could read his mind.
Yeah. Well, screwed the pooch there.
I don't.
Instead, I just have to murder him and drink his blood.
What if there's a bounty on us and he's just setting us up?
It's a good possibility.
Oh, there's
Maybe we
most
should get
certainly
rid
a
of him.
bounty on him, and I gesture to the elf.
Hey, it's a one-sided bounty. We go to another place, and I can get us drinks forever. Not that I actually want to go back there at all, but, you know.
So none
Okay.
of you recognize this man.
I've
Or
never
have
seen
any
him before.
Any inkling as to why he would save us?
Do we recognize him at all?
No, none of you. Okay.
This is very
After
suspicious
you
and
get-
weird, guys.
you
All the
talk,
stuff that's happened to
uh,
us. This is weird.
the man comes back in
Hmm.
and carrying himself 2 trays of food. He sets them down on the table, draws another 2 chairs between the 2 that were already there, and motions to you. Eat. It is not much, but it is enough for a night.
I sit down and eat at the food graciously.
He continues on doing the same thing.
He eats it. I
Yeah.
regard it suspiciously.
While eating, I ask him his name. Old man, what is your name?
My name is Haggard. Yours, kind of.
My name is Theron Windwhisper.
Good to meet you, Farron. And your friends here? Looking at the other 2.
I say nothing.
Extend a hand. I am Erasmus. You call yourself Hagrid?
Haggard.
Haggard.
Ha-
It's a really shitty name. I'm sorry that your parents gave it to you. That's
Make sure you say that.
the worst name actually I've ever heard in my life. Who would ever want to be named Haggard?
Do you actually say this?
Yeah. I spent a lot of time with orcs, guys.
Haggard.
He
T.
Haggard.
I,
Yeah.
I
I'm gonna-
interject and say my name's Marsh Horror.
He looks at the elf for a second and then looks again at the dwarf and says, "Great to meet you too. Now, I know very little of you besides what I just said, and you know very little of me. But I think that tonight we sleep, and tomorrow we talk. How does
Okay.
that sound with you?"
Sure. And one last question, though, if you don't mind. How do we know you aren't selling us out? How do
How
I
do you
know
do?
that I can go to sleep here and I won't wake up bound and gagged, being shipped off to God knows where?
You don't.
Excellent.
That's
I'm going to take my leave then. Thank you very
Really
much.
not very reassuring.
I tip my head to him, rub my belly after having finished my meal, and make my way to the door.
He nods at you and says, "They won't be gone until morning, you know."
I've been escaping them long enough, and I really don't trust you in the slightest.
You trust
I
me more
stand
than you
from the
trust them?
table.
No.
It is your decision, Elf, but this is a sanctuary for as long as you are going to behave like a friend. I will be a gracious host.
Sanctuary. Is this a church?
Wouldn't you be burning at the
Sanctuary
touch of a
and the
church?
idea of safe place.
But what sort of protection can you guarantee us?
Just put it like this. If I say that you are not here, I will not be questioned. This is my village, and it has been mine for a very long time. People here know me, and if you are in my good graces, you are in their good graces. Is there another village that you can find?
See, these are the sorts of assurances that you should mention when I say, what sort of assurances do we have that you're not going to turn us in? Things like, hi, I'm the village elder. I've been here forever. Or, I basically own the place. Everyone trusts me, and I like you guys, so I'm not going to turn you in. Saying there you can't trust me at all is a terrible, terrible thing to say to people you just picked up off the street. And you're fucking sketchy.
He smiles at you. And you do have a point, young elf, but it's been more amusing this way.
I don't like him.
And he's
Maybe he just likes fucking with elves.
Well, if that's the situation. There's a brothel down the street. I'm sure you can find your own.
Anyway, I am tired, and I shall get myself some sleep. Feel free to use the second bed, and there is no other bed in the house, unfortunately. So if you have bedrolls, is enough space for you here.
I stand awkwardly.
So it's just a
And
single
he-
room with a bed in it.
This is
and a
ridiculous.
table?
There's nothing he can do in this that isn't worse than getting caught.
Yeah, but he can get
That's
us
a valid
caught,
point.
and that is the worst thing that can happen to us right now, is getting caught. Let's see. I'm a dead man. You're a dead man. You're a dead man. Let's not get caught.
Would it be so bad to get caught? Just to...
To be killed?
Well, at least it would be over.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Back
Where did we
up,
pick this
dwarf.
guy up from? Aren't you a dwarf? What happened to your dwarven courage? Your resilience? I can't believe you just want to turn over.
I don't think I'm much of a dwarf anymore. The dwarves certainly don't think so.
Did they cut off your little dwarfhood?
You're very vulgar for an elf.
Well, that's what happens when you spend
You-
10 years with orcs.
You may not be a dwarf anymore, and you may not resemble any known elf. And you may have a dark past, human. Again, he says your name, but I forgot your name.
I thought he went to bed already.
Rasmus is my name. I've forgotten everyone else's name though.
Yeah, you should just change it in the Roll20.
Yeah.
But there are other things awaiting in your future. If you do seek to cleanse your past, or whatever you did to have these very diversified searchers around you. I've never seen so many races searching for only a couple of people. You will have the option to do that, and I will help you in any measure that I can.
I stroke my goatee suspiciously.
I'm just tired, guys. I'm just tired.
Yeah, we
I'm gonna go to
gotcha.
sleep, and if I wake up and it's all over, that's just fine. I
Fortunately, it won't be that easy, but get some shut eye.
I'll stay up, I say. I don't have anything else to do.
Haggard nods and then turns around in his bed, and from whatever you
bed?
can make out. Yeah, as I said, this big room has 2 beds inside of it. And a
Oh,
table.
the room with the food has the beds in it.
Yeah. I didn't realize he was sleeping there as well.
Yeah, okay.
All right. If Haggart and Neil haven't fallen ill yet, I will begin to eat my cold food.
You eat your cold food. It's pretty good. Do you guys want to roll grub skills?
Not necessary at this point in time,
Okay.
unless
Roll- No.
I'm not trying to appreciate the food. It is sustenance at this point. And my character actually has 0 rations.
Yeah, I have no equipment other than my...
I've got a fuck ton of
Weapons.
equipment, but it's all like pens and ink and paper,
Yeah, I don't have any rations either.
letters from dead colleagues.
Okay. He falls asleep. Any of you want to do anything else besides that? Just
So I think the dwarf
Erasmus
goes and
is eating.
sleeps in the bed. I stay up and eat a little bit, and then probably doze in a chair.
Yeah, I will stay up the whole night. I need 4 hours of meditation, but I'm not injured, so I will just stay up all night long.
okay.
I sleep pretty fitfully. I probably have nightmares.
Yes.
You probably have nightmares.
I often have nightmares.
Do you wanna have a roll on this? Let's say a
Sure.
1d20 on a 19 or 20. You have nightmares.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
Awesome.
nightmares are not that often. And we can
Well,
roll for
maybe in my case they are, but
that. Okay, Ryan, do you want to roll for nightmares as well?
Not unless you have anything significant planned.
No.
I mean, I
Okay.
think my dreams are often haunted with strange visions. So
No. Yes.
it's sort of become
Especially-
business as usual for me. So I don't even know if I'd call them nightmares at this point.
Just the usual dreams, usual dark dreams.
Yes.
Okay, you wake up. Your name again? Foreign, I think.
Theron?
Theron. You see the old man getting up,
Okay.
making absolutely no sound as he moves. He goes into the other room. You gonna stop him or anything?
What other room?
The room that he brought the food out the other night.
I thought he was in that room. I thought he was sleeping in that room.
No, there are.
I
As
thought
I
you said he was
before-
rolled over in bed.
Yeah, he rolled over in bed, but I told you he went away for 5 minutes, and that time you started to talk between each other, and then he came back with trays of food.
And then he rolled over in bed after that, after we had eaten.
Yeah, and now this is morning.
Yeah, so didn't he start in the
He
room?
wakes up.
Didn't he spawn in the room?
Yeah, he's awake.
Okay.
He wakes up.
That was
and
my
he's-
question, is didn't he sleep in this room?
Yes, he's going there now. And I say, do you stop him?
Stop him from going into the room he started in?
The other room.
There's
He's
no
leaving.
other room. That's fine. I don't stop him from leaving.
Okay.
Guys,
then-
turn your webcams back on. Skype
Well,
has crashed them.
Do we need to restart the call, or will it? We,
Sure.
And we are back.
1, 2, 3. Everyone's back. And in the right
Everyone's
order. Excellent.
All right. So he
Okay.
he leaves the room.
He leaves the room.
As he
come
leaves the
back.
room, I go and kick the others awake.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'm up.
You wake them up.
Yeah.
He's gone.
He
I look-
walked
I
over
look
into
around
that
the room.
room. I point to the other room.
Has the search party dissipated?
I haven't gone outside yet.
Well,
So,
the door creaks
Are we well
open,
rested enough to get out of
uh,
here?
so the door
And
creaks
the
open.
old man
Right.
comes back with a couple of apples in hand, and biting into one, he says, "Breakfast, anyone?"
I think we should probably be going.
So early? The search parties are still near, and be the only village where you can keep your head down. For a time, at least.
I look to my companions.
Do you want proof of what I said last night?
About you being in charge of the village?
Yes, I see that you require proof in order to believe me.
Frankly, I don't
Even-
give a damn. If you have anything to offer us, then do so, but all this cryptic bullshit is pissing me off something.
don't elves usually speak cryptically?
Yeah, motherfuckers got themselves shot. Why do you think I'm no longer an elf? Well, no longer with my fellow elves.
Well, to speak more
You're very
plainly,
Tell
confusing.
me about
you don't seem to be either persons, and I find myself in need of having some people that can wield those, and like points to your weapons.
The truth comes out.
it. See, I knew there was something more to this than meets the eye. Why didn't you just say this shit last night, huh? Could have skipped all this other crap. Fucking humans just gotta speak
Condemn us
straightforward.
for our dark gifts in one breath, and then beg for our aid in the next.
You know,
I
what is-
never
what
did
is
condemn
Dwarves
you.
are motherfuckers, and I hate them on some level. But they do certain things right. They don't fuck around. They are straight to the point. Something that's can admire about the grumble, grumble, grumble.
Now,
looks away.
Now, my friend, I put my hand on what's his name? Whatever the elf's name.
Erasmus.
Theron.
Erasmus.
No, that's me.
No, Theron.
That's
Theron.
that's Ryan's name.
That's you. I put my hand on
Theron.
myself.
put my hand on Theron's shoulder. I say, Haggart, we are in your debt. You have protected us for the night and fed us.
For the moment, just keep low for a couple of days, and then we'll see.
In
Just
this room,
now, no, you can go outside of the verge. I will send out word, and nobody will speak of your presence here. And when you are safe, when the search parties are away, thinking that you have escaped, then we can talk more.
I regard him suspiciously. So
How are you
if
going to
I-
send them away? How are you going to send the search parties away?
They are going to go away themselves after they do not find you here, and they receive no help from my villagers that they have seen any of their description of your description.
Okay. So tell us about this thing that you need us to do.
For the moment, it is nothing. I still wait response on a letter I have sent recently. After I get it, that should be that hopefully I should not need your help, but it is very much likely that I shall.
I do not
Well-
like this open-ended favors arrangement.
Tell us what you might need us for then. So we don't just sit here waiting and wondering.
Oh, you are a curious bunch, are you not?
Suspicious.
I shall tell you.
My time is quite valuable. There's much research I can do on your behalf in the interim.
Southwest of here lies the woods of Ember Woods.
The
In
woods of
there-
Emberwoods?
The forests of Everwoods, yes. He says, inside of there is a very old village. Almost as old as Golden Sword. A friend of mine lives there and has been telling me about a recent pack of troublesome monsters around. I have heard word that somebody has come to deal with them, but that he feels something is wrong. I have sent him another message to tell me more about the situation and if he needs help. And I am waiting for his response. That should come later today or tomorrow.
I make eye contact with the rest of my party and kind of give the, what do you think? Look.
I shrug.
Not doing
Well-
anything else.
We
You did say
appreciate
this last
your
night, at least.
yeah. We appreciate your protection. I guess we'll be around for a few days if you assure us that it's safe.
He nods and says, if you need anything, feel free to walk around the village. We are small, but we have some very skilled craftsmen. And I'm sure that you can find some way to kill the time.
How
Now I
come
need to attend.
adventuring
Gone?
packs, sorry, one side note, adventuring packs don't seem to have a weight associated with them.
Nothing has weight.
Yeah, weapons and
And
armor
your
have
character
weight.
can carry so much that it doesn't even matter. I mean, yes, they have.
No, this might actually put me over into the encumbered area, which is why I'm so
Really?
looking into it. Yeah, I only have 11 strength.
I think the equipment weights are listed individually, not as a pack.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
a
okay.
pack
I
just,
think you
like,
kind of need
combines
to
Got it. I'll do
take
it.
them together.
Keep going. Sorry for the interruption.
No problem.
Knows
He
that.
says,
So
I
it's-
have some business to attend to, and if you are searching for me, you can find me in the town square. And he goes for the door.
I don't stop him.
Okay. He opens the door and walks outside, leaving it open.
I shut the door behind him. God, wasn't he born in a barn or something? Shut the door, jackass.
Well, is there something you wish to discuss? Because I wouldn't mind getting some fresh air.
I shrug. So, do we want to do this job for him? I mean, he did help us out, but
We'll see what
I
he
don't think it was that
says,
big of a deal.
what the job turns out to be. We don't have to accept.
Okay.
Well,
What?
what else are we going to do?
Liv,
We can sit here and
pat the
wait.
dwarf on the back and open the door and step into the street.
Okay.
Describe the village for me.
I was waiting to see if anybody else did anything, but yeah.
No.
You open the door to a basically this is a side road. How the village goes, I'm going to make a small map very fast over here.
Jesus, I am super encumbered. Things
Got more
actually
than-
do weigh quite a
The
bit.
town entrance is around this side. The whole village itself is actually wooden, has a small wooden fence around it. And it opens up in a big town square. Then a couple of streets. You are currently on a street around here that continues on going around. And all around these streets are houses and the small businesses, to put it like that.
So I will
So I'm
stroll
basically
around
just
the city and
drawing-
get a feel for it. Is anyone else with me, or
I will walk around with him.
Yeah, I'll follow around with the warlock. Maybe we can talk
The
about
city
magic.
seems to be well built. The village seems to be very well built.
we get a name for the city?
Golden Sword.
Golden Sword.
Yes, it is a old village, from what you remember. Actually, Haggard told you this. And in the town square in the middle lies a very strange thing, a giant white stone. You have never seen such pure color, not even in linen. This is purely white, almost as it were to be a crystal, but looking closer at it is surely a stone. Besides
Okay.
that's about it. You find a tanner in town, even a blacksmith.
Can I look at the stone? It seems, I don't know.
Yes.
Pure white stone is above ground. Seems really strange to a dwarf.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
intrigued as well, and we'll study the statue.
You stay around, standing, looking at it, and you hear a voice from behind. Said, "It's the White Stone, or Moonstone. I forget the name. Papa always talked about it." And behind you see a young teenager, scruffy hair, dirt coming towards his knees, kind of looking up, like talking to you, but kind of looking up at the stone himself.
I give him a sideways glance and then look back to the stone. So is it carved in the shape of something, or is it just a stone?
It's a stone. It's carved in the I'll put this like kind of like this, going up, like a spire thingy, but it's not. It doesn't look as it's what's actually touched by somebody and actually carved in a position. It looks all natural.
Dwarf, what do you make of this? You've worked with
Like
stones.
Would you like to give me a search stone cutting or stone roll? You have a skill there.
Yeah, stone cunning.
Stone cunning, yeah. Would you
That's-
like to give me a stone cunning roll?
Let's see.
Check.
It's a history check, and I get to double my proficiency bonus. So
Okay,
my
do it.
history should be +4, so it's gonna get +6.
Okay. You know that this is what I said. It is a natural stone, so it was not touched by chisel ever, and it is very, very old. You have never seen something like this, but you remember. Actually, you remember something similar. Wait, there's something of this sort in your dwarven home. Something similar to this, but not exactly the same. You can't quite recall it.
I can't quite recall it.
You can't quite recall it.
Well, I share what I know with my my compatriots.
Intriguing. I approach and touch the stone.
You touch the stone and
Is it
nothing
smooth?
happens.
Or is
I
it-
asked
Yeah,
the kid,
it's-
"What's the story behind this stone?" Sorry, continue.
It said gods weighed it down to mark the spot where they came down to look upon the world they created. But I've heard many stories about him. There are more around, Papa says. He's a traveler, you know?
Your papa's
Pedro,
a
they
traveler?
Yes, sells crops and so in big cities. Has gone around the world. Told me there's more like these in parts of the world. They're pretty nice. I like looking at it.
Have I ever heard of anything like this?
You have not heard about anything like this.
Curious. Well, I don't think I have any.
If I touch the stone, does it feel different than I would expect stone to feel?
No, it's feels like stone.
Well, it's a crystal, right? So it's probably
It
smooth.
looks like a
faceted.
crystal. No, it looks like a crystal. Like it's this the color itself gives it the aspect of a crystal, but when you touch it, it is rough. It is stone.
Oh.
Interesting.
Can an Arcana check identify whether it's magical or a magical construct?
Yeah. You can try an Arcana to see if it's a magical construct or not.
Sure.
Can I just cast Identify on it?
Do you have? I mean, you'd have to use a spell slot, but sure, you could, huh?
You can as well. Yes.
I don't know. It's stone. I feel like
21.
my curiosity.
Nope, nothing magical about it.
I mean, so I relay that information to the wizard. It does not appear to be a magical construct. I think it is a natural stone.
Strange.
Strange. Very strange.
Well, we continue to tour the small village.
Okay, as I said, you find a tanner, even a blacksmith around. Seems like the city itself is based around agriculture, having been being so close to the river that comes out of Seed Lake. They have a lot of crops planted outside of Golden Sword, and that's what they dabble in. Besides that, there's nothing much around. The people wave at you sometimes, and they seem like you feel like you've been in this village for a long time, and these people are actually friendly towards you.
I'm not really sure how to take this.
What do you mean
It's
we
been-
feel like we've been in the village for a long time? We've
Like-
been here
like
like
this
an
is-
hour.
Yeah,
Outside,
exactly.
they were-
This is the feel of the people that kind of give you kind of walk around, and like the blacksmith and like the baker kind of waves at you like a hello.
That small town.
Is the population
Yeah.
primarily human?
The population is permanently human. Yeah, you don't see any other race around, but for the blacksmith, who is actually a dwarf.
Well, it has been a long time since I've been regarded warmly, so I'm like immediately. At first, I probably don't return their greetings or really understand how to react. Curious.
Okay.
I feel like I don't. If they're treating me like really nicely, I feel like I don't deserve it, and therefore try and shun their company.
Okay. they don't necessarily, they don't actually come and converse with you. They just like warmly welcome you.
I
And
find that very suspicious.
do you go anywhere? Do you do anything besides this?
I look around. I mean, wander around the town, get the lay of the land.
Can you
Is
give us
there any-
a rough size of the town? Like 100 people, 500 people, 1,000 people?
From what you can make out, they're close to 200 people, maybe 300.
Okay, so we're talking not a town. We're talking like a village or a hamlet.
Yeah, I always said it. This is a village.
Okay. Yeah, I must have missed it. Hmm. I asked the rest of the party, do you guys want to just take off right now, or should we wait for the old man?
I'm travel wearied. I could use a few days rest. These people seem kind enough.
Okay.
What could it hurt to give him a few days, hear him out?
I mean, it could mean our lives if he's working against us.
I think if he wanted us dead or captured, he would do so. I don't know about you, but the bounty on my head isn't quite high enough to warrant such conniving acts.
Well, I have no idea where the bounty on my head is these days.
Aren't you just tired of running, though?
No, I like living. Life is good.
Is that
Cheers
living?
to that. Is there a
Can't we-
bar in this town?
Certainly not dead.
There is a small
That's actually-
tavern in this town, yes.
And is there
It's-
any library or any center of learning, or anywhere I would expect to be able to find books?
Do you ask for this around?
I do not ask anyone. But I do wander the city for. I mean, we've got days here, presumably.
Yes. Yes, you do not find anything, and like today, wandering around, you don't find anything that would
No library, no bookstore.
make you think it is a library
Sage's
or a
Hut.
bookstore.
Okay. Then I will probably post up in the tavern, drinking lightly and reading and studying and writing what little material I have.
Okay. You guys, what are you gonna do?
I kick it. I wait.
I'll probably
And,
follow Ryan's character around just discussing magic. It's not very often in my life that I've gotten to like know another person who actually is interested in magic.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm happy to discuss the theory, but you probably find that my character knows very little about it actually.
Oh,
And I disclosed that up until a few months ago, I'd never had the gift myself. And after some dark events, I found myself slowly discovering more and more powers latent within me.
well, I'd find that even more
I mean, it's-
interesting.
Yeah, so
Go
I mean,
back and
yeah,
forth.
over drinks or whatever, I show off like the tricks and things that I can do.
I don't
Okay.
participate in these drinks. I will patrol the outside of the town from the woods. You said there's a forest nearby, right?
There is it's not necessarily nearby. It is a day's travel away from
So
here.
are we out in open plain territory then?
Yes,
Farmland.
it is more of an open chain territory.
Farmland, right. Okay.
There is a foresty area. It's about, let's say, 5 miles from town.
Okay.
But it's not it cannot be regarded as a forest.
I will hang out around town then. When they go off to drinks, I will go back to the old man's house and hold it down.
Okay. At a certain point in your drinking there, one of the barmaids come to you, says, "Hey, sweeties, my name is Anna. I'm the barmaid here. Can I bring you something?"
Do I already have a drink or no?
No, you don't have a drink. You sit down and she comes to you, basically.
Okay. So sure, I'll order an ale for me and my companion here.
Ale, yes, of course. I'll bring them right on. And she brings a couple, 2 ales, puts them down. takes a seat beside you and says,
Should give me.
"So now, new in town?"
Yeah. I like sweep like what I was probably showing him some coin tricks or something like that. I like clean up whatever I was doing so it doesn't look suspicious.
Yeah.
Traveling through. What did you say your name was?
Anna, yours?
Anna. I'm Erasmus, and this is my traveling companion, Martyr.
Great to meet you, Erasmus and Martyr.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, and I kiss her on the hand.
She
Giving her a
she
devilish
seems
smile.
to be very giddy about this, kind of like slightly
Stroking my goatee.
smiling, and says, "Well, I hope you have a good stay. The mayor told us about some new acquaintances here in town. Said you'd be staying some while helping us out. That's great to hear."
Well, just doing what we can. And give her a wink.
Well, I need to go back to work, but if you want any information or talk about anything, just you can find me here, or my house is right to the left of the mayor's.
I appreciate your kindness.
She nods her head, raises from her table, and says, "Joe, bring up the food for our guests upstairs." And continues on with her business.
Well, that's
Erasmus,
strange.
does that happen to you a lot?
In my past life, I must admit that sort of reaction wasn't uncommon. But it's been a while. I miss it.
Okay. Well.
Anyways, where was I? I can continue going off on my...
That night you return
gifts.
back to
And I-
to the mayor's hut. Continue on. Sorry.
I was going to say, I'm probably equally intrigued by the fact that Martour carries around the spellbook and that he's, records diligently all of the rituals and things he can perform. Whereas I, on the other hand, although I am a scholar myself, my magic has always just sort of flown freely and has come as a surprise. So I'm a
So
little...
we spend probably the entire afternoon discussing the theory of magic.
Basically, yeah.
Okay. Interesting. As I said, and that night you return back to the mayor's hut.
Yep, I guess so.
Okay. So you all three meet. At a certain point, do you want to talk about anything
No.
before I continue? Okay.
I
Just a
just
I
talk.
think we're just sort of killing time, yeah.
Yeah.
certain point, Haggard comes back in and asks, "So, how did you find my humble village?"
Humble.
Yes, it's quite quaint, but the people are kind and welcoming.
Yes, they are to those that I told them to be with, he says. And then, without letting you respond to this, he continues on saying, I have gotten word back from Wiswaff.
Is what?
Wiswaff, this is the name of the village in Embos Wood.
That's a
Oh my
terrible
God.
name.
It's a terrible name. This part of the world has terrible names. Your name is Haggard.
Did they lose some sort
And
of
you're from
name
Wiswaff?
lottery?
It's okay. It's okay. Not everyone can be as clever as humans or as dwarves and elves with their naming. But
Whatever you say, Elf. But continuing on, my friend there has told me that something has gone wrong and he does need help. Above that, I have not received any more word. So tomorrow, if you can, I shall give you directions on how to get there. I would like it if you go there and resolve any troubles that that have arisen there. And I shall have a competent reward for you when you come back.
Can you elaborate on these troubles?
That is my mystery as well. I do not know. I have told you before, troublesome monsters, but and he shows you the letter he was sent. It's signed on a name that you do not recognize. It's hastily and says, "Send help. Things have gone wrong," and that's it.
Well, what's in it for us?
As I said, I will have a reward for you, and I'm sure that the villagers there will compensate you for your actions as well.
Sounds good enough to me. You guys down?
I'm certainly curious
It's
and feeling a little stifled in a small town.
it's something.
All right. Well,
Sure.
we'll take the job right after these commercials from our sponsors. And we'll see you guys in a few moments.
See you guys in a few moments.